Greetings, all of my Chun-Li Kung Fu warriors. Welcome back to another episode here on Sage's Dojo. Now, this isn't a dojo session, but this is going to be more of a kind of a channel update, kind of a little bit of a message for all of the Chun-Li warriors out there. Um, First, I do want to start out by thanking you all very much for watching the dojo session content and also for subscribing to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Now, just a bit of transparency, of course. I do understand that the video quality is not the best. There's virtually no editing. There's very little editing. I know that the audio is also not the best. I'm using a PlayStation 5 microphone. However, it does allow for me to make these videos and be able to keep them coming out so that that way I can give the information to all of you out there. All of the things that I have learned and my own specific insights and way of looking at things. I figured that it might be helpful for some out there the way that I discuss some of these things. If something might click a little bit more for some Chun-Li players, more than it will do for others out there on YouTube or other platforms. Um, so I do want to thank you all very much for bearing with me. I know that, like I said, that they're not the best quality videos. However, as somebody that is managing two other channels with a lot of other things going on too, it can be a little bit hard to try to keep the top quality for all of these. But however, if you have any suggestions for things that you would like to see in any of the upcoming dojo sessions, any types of content that you would like to see, or if you just have any feedback in general, that is welcome. And I will take that into account to see what I can do to help improve the experience for you guys. For example, if the videos are a little bit too long, if you would like them to be more digestible, I can definitely make them short form. It's just that I find that there's a lot of information. Other enthusiasts that other content creators and enthusiasts that play SF6 or even that make primarily Chun-Li related content, um, I find that the content that I find myself is a little bit more vague. They will tell you things, but they don't break it down as thoroughly in different scenarios. That way, people can get kind of a visual and understand exactly what it is that what that topic is entailing, and see it in a very transparent and almost realistic way, kind of like actually having somebody tell you online of how you what you would go about with learning martial arts or mastering it versus actually being in a training grounds or a dojo learning how to do martial arts, right, like in real life or something like that. So I said welcome to any feedback. And also, as another update here, I'm thinking of also, if applicable, making coaching videos of things of that type of nature. For those that are interested in that, feel free to let me know. Um, if you need to message me privately, feel free to do so. Or if you could just leave it in a comment in the comment section, or also we make a post on the Chun-Li subreddit. I'll most likely see it because I consistently check the Chun-Li subreddit. If you would like some coaching or any feedback on things that you can do to, let's say, improve your gameplay. Now, I don't want to be that type of guy where it's like, oh, we need coaching in order to get better and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not about getting better. Sometimes seeing things from a different perspective, or somebody is able to elaborate on ideas with a specific method of thinking that will just make things click for certain people. Right? Sometimes coaching is about just being able to see things from a different angle, right? It's not always about better or worse. Um, a lot of the times when it comes to this type of material, it's about trying to find the mistakes, quote unquote, in people's play, Um, I don't want to look at it that way. I think that's a very two-dimensional way of looking at it. It's not always about mistakes, because if we think about it, mistake, what is considered a mistake is perception. If you play or do something a specific way, it is considered to be a mistake because it does not lead to ideal results. But there are times where it does, right? Sometimes if you were intending to do something specific, your opponent could have been expecting that specific thing that you were going to do, but you blundered it, and that threw them off and actually causes them to lose the game. Is it still a mistake in that situation? But I think you get what I'm trying to say here, hopefully. So when I'm mentioning things like coaching, we don't want to think about this as a situation where you have somebody that's quote unquote better, teaching you to become better and things of that nature. I'm pretty sure that even the highest level Chun-Li players, Ultimate Masters, even legendary players, there are things that they could probably learn, insights that they can gain from other people. Like, that's how champions are made. Champions are always looking for a way to manifest their potential in the best ways that they can for themselves. And, the highest level players actually do seek insights from other sources, right? So we don't want to let our egos get in the way. And I'm actually thinking about releasing content as well, where we could take a look at some of my own games, and then you all can kind of coach me, I guess you could say. I'll actually release, if this is an idea that is intriguing for you all, like I said, feel free to leave comments, give feedback on it, and I will actually release content of me playing earnestly. That way we could take a look at things that that I could do that would help to create a more ideal situation for me when playing games and stuff like that. Like I said, this is something we can grow as a community, right? This isn't supposed to be just a situation where you have one person that knows everything and they're telling everybody else, right? I simply share the ideas that I am aware of in hopes that it will make others, be able to find more of themselves and become more in tune with how they play the character and just reach their own specific goals, right? So I'm thinking about that, coaching sessions, both for others to help give some insights that might make an epiphany for them. And like I said, I might also release content where if it's an interesting idea where you can all take a look at my own playing and combat with Chun-Li and give your own insights into things that I could potentially be missing. Because as a practitioner of Mushin no Shin and the Zen arts, sometimes when I'm playing, I have a tendency to go into a greater form of autopilot. It's not completely autopilot, because I tend to do more appropriate things in situations that call for it. But sometimes there are a lot of different things that I don't have down. For example, there are a lot of the areas that I know for a fact I can improve is definitely the matchup knowledge. I don't always play, even when I'm playing earnestly, I don't always play into the matchups in a way that makes it difficult for the opponent to actually achieve their goal with the character that they're using. And that's simply because I don't have that matchup knowledge, right? The arts of Mushin no Shin and Zen, of course, are used to make the most appropriate decisions in a situation spontaneously without having to be burdened by thought and all of that stuff. But if you don't know, or if you don't have experience doing a specific thing, this technique will not make up for it, right? So, but, anybody that has any questions about what I'm talking about with that, I am going to be making a dojo session about this technique, spoilers, but it and how it can be incorporated for those that can utilize it. But, that's pretty much going to be the summarization for this little quick video. I just wanted to make that pretty quick and give a little bit of an update here. So in summary, again, if you have any feedback for things, for types of content you would like to see, or improvements that you would like to specifically see to the content, or any suggestions, that is welcome. And also thinking about adding coaching for those that think that they might need it or just want to get further insight into things that can help them to reach more ideal results towards your goals with the character, right? And also coachings regarding my own gameplay. If that is something that you're interested in doing, feel free to notify me. But that's going to be it for this quick update. Thank you all to those that check this out and take it in. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Take care.